through the blockade.
Hashtag only one lock, folks. All right. It's a rainy day today in Los Angeles, so we're at home with me. You guys get to hang out for a little while. How long the stream is going to go, I don't know. But guess who's out and about right now? That's right. Charlie. Hey, dude. You want to pick locks with me? Hey, C. Hey, C. Boink. Charlie. Yeah, his integration to the rest of the gang is very much still in its infancy. So if you hear some hissing, it's just part of the introduction process. Like I said, they're very early on in meeting each other, the gang. But Charlie has a very level temperament. Fantabulous. How's it going, Randy? How are you doing? We got Charlie out of quarantine. So yeah, it's been very rainy the whole day in LA. So yeah, I know Benny's not quite. Benny's getting a little bit aggro, but that's okay. The one who seems chillest is Baby Blue, actually. It's like the feral cat, chill. You know, the feral cat. The former ferals get each other very well. Funnily enough, I would have thought Sonny and Sully would have been a little bit more like simpatico with their former colony mate / dad, but apparently not. But you know what? It's all good because he's chilling with me. Big C. Hey, C. Hey, dude. Yeah. He's going up for adoption very soon because look, he's integrating. I don't know how he's going to integrate with my cats, but he's. Look at this. Look at this cat. He's not going to last very long once he's up on Pet Finder. Big C. We'll start picking locks in a second. Right now we're chilling with Charlie. Big stretch. Big boy. You know what sucks, Elijah? It's so easy to side note, like this is just tangential, especially for Elijah because he's a mod, but for everyone, it's so easy to make emoji in Discord. Like you just upload a photo and name the emoji and it makes it and it's done. But YouTube, you gotta do like so much freaking work. It's got to be smaller than like 100 megabytes or something, or like it's got to be a really small file, and it's so much more work to do emojis for YouTube than it is to do it for Discord. He is a goofy cat, Greg. Look at his goofy cat. But he's a very loving cat, especially considering he's been off the mean streets for just over a year, or not a year, sorry, just over a week and change. He's a very good boy. You know what it really is, Elijah, and here's something where I'll say Discord also makes life harder when you're interacting with like either YouTube Studio or Discord through a browser, like on a computer. It's fairly intuitive, but I don't have a computer, as it were. I have an iPad and an iPhone, and it's like, yes, I can do it on browser on there, but it keeps trying to redirect me back to the app, and it's just super freaking annoying. So this might be a sign that since I'm becoming a big, famous, and influential creator, I'm going to need to upgrade and buy an actual computer maybe, but like, meh. Big Charlie. All right. Okay, Big C. Lick, lick. Lick, lick. Lick, lick. Inverted kitty? Tom Cruise kitty, because I was inverted. Meow. Yeah. Up. Oh, yeah. That's time to start picking. Ba-boom. Holy shit. 62 people came here all of a sudden. No, we don't want to pick locks. We want to do what the people want to see, cat. You have 7 in the hose right now? What's up, Texas Rebel? It's not that late. It's only 10:30. 5. We got... Yeah, so Cliff, I also have 7 in the house right now. No. Sorry, I have 3 in the house. 3. Yeah. Time zones be time zoning. Same here, Cliff. I rescue them. Charlie came off. Charlie was living on the streets last Friday, but now he's about to get put up for adoption pretty soon, I would say, because he's doing really well. Yeah, I love cats too. Hello, Jacob Beck. Keep it pushing. But yeah, most of the videos, like, usually I'm live streaming feeding my feral colonies, but it's been very rainy right now in Los Angeles, so we're gonna do an at-home stream today. I don't want to make the cats come out in the rain. Yeah, you see? What's up, Chris Fowler? Ooh, big boy Charlie, big boy. Hey, big boy. Hey, big boy. Hey, big boy. Can you believe, guys, that this cat was living on the streets, the mean streets of LA, a week ago? Lick, lick. Yeah, you see, Texas Rebel's got animals on animals on animals on animals. He's got a freaking zoo in his compound by the sound of it. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love cats? Weirdos. Or yeah, it happens a lot, Cliff. But this guy he lived his whole life on the streets. I actually have the TNR slip for him because I was the one that did the TNR on him. But then he became social, and after, it involved some work. I'll admit. But then yeah, he became social, and I was just like, yeah, gotta collect them all. This is my Kittler model. Yeah, it sucks that they get dumped out there. Like, just people put them in the sticks to forget about them. It's terrible. But good on you, Texas Rebel. Oh yeah. Yeah, people do suck. I mean, I have to keep my faith in humanity as such, but they can really try you at times. In other news, Fred's in the house. Fred's hissing at Charlie. Emily's kind of chilling. Yeah, what's up, Pine Sanitarium? And yeah, for the record, yeah, my my cats didn't my cats didn't adopt me, but a lot of them I would say chose me to be their dad. And also, let's face it, they run the house. I just kind of live here. I sleep here sometimes. I try to pay the rent, but it's their house. Or it's their apartment. All right, Let's get to the lock picking. Everybody's leaving because people wanted to see the cats, but no, the real cool people stay for the locks. Yeah, but I mean, I get what you're saying, Cliff, and I totally feel that. Like, it's the cat distribution system hard at work. What's up, True Builder? Yeah, I mean, I have a few computers that I could get access to very easily. I'm just kind of lazy about it. Also, want to see something cool, True Builder? Look who's out and about in my apartment. That's right. It's our friend Charlie. Hey, Benny. Yes, Benny, Charlie is here. Sorry, there will be some hissing in this stream because Charlie is out and about for, this is his first or second day being allowed to roam the house a bit, so he's still very much a new experience for the other cats. But, yeah, so Ben has an opinion underneath the table right now, but Charlie's doing pretty freaking good, and look at that. Look at that. I think by the end of the week I'd say it'll be time to get in contact with the rescue and get him. Yeah, no, you're good, True Builder. Yeah, I think my parents have like at least um at least 3 or 4 iMacs. Actually, no. Is it 3? I don't want to say 3 or 4. Let's downgrade to 2 or 3. There is 2 or 3 perfectly working iMacs that they have, like just my dad, because they don't use them. And I'm actually good with computers, so I'm sure there's a reason that they're not used, but also they're my parents' computers. They're probably just full of crap, because they have too much stuff on the freaking home screen or whatever, and they run too many. They have too many applications that they don't use, that they didn't offload or whatever, or they do stupid old people shit, like storing everything on their they store everything on their main hard drive instead of having an external. Yeesh. Better data management, folks. Very important. Anyways, yeah, True Builder. I'm sorry. I've been part of the Mac cult for quite a long time. At this point, I still can sort of work my way around Windows, and I used to know my way around Ubuntu, but I was never I could never code or anything like that. So, yes, true, Texas Rebel, I did see the message in Discord. I'll check it as soon as we're finished with the stream. Because if I check it now, I have to leave the stream, or I have to go grab my iPad. But let's get the picking moving. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, True Builder. Cloud storage is a thing. All right, so let's get the picking. Let's start with some easy stuff, and then we'll work on the difficulty level. I definitely think this Wiser is, especially since I shined it up. I just think it's so pretty. I'm not going to lie, because nothing is sacred in this world. I was thinking about making it into a challenge lock, because I think every now and then I think it's fun to make challenge locks out of pretty things. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely, your box standard Schlage mortise cylinder is a very easy target for challenge lockery, but sometimes it's nice to make it in something really pretty. But I don't think it's going to be this one, though. I was thinking about it, and then I came down on the side of, you know what? I don't see this particular body type Wiser that's rekeyable, too, very frequently. So, big scritch crotch, Charlie. Amazing. A 70,000th pry bar is not going to work. But, look at this. Amazingly, Randy, nothing. Amazingly Randy, nothing is, but I am also a collector, and I want this one to look as nice as possible for the collection. But yeah, look, this is, look how floppy. This is a 50 thousandths turner. That is a fat top of the keyway. So what I'm actually going to do, I can pick it just fine with the 50K, but I want to try one thing. I am going to stack the 40 and the 32 to make a 70K something and see if that works. If not, we can always stack the 32 and the 25. Or, yeah, we're talking lockery right now. But also like, but yeah. But challenge locks, I haven't been doing a whole lot of challenge locks for a while, but I kind of want to get back into it. I've got some challenge locks that were given to me by Paracentric that I have picked and need to get up. Look at that. Boom. 40 plus 25. So 65K is pretty much, I'd say I could probably get away with 70K. All right. I got to get into Elijah's 100 subs giveaway because I'm also really bad about entering giveaways too. I'm not going to lie. But 13 days, lucky number 13. Gladly, Texas Rebel. In fact, I'll gladly do a swappy swap for you if you want, because I got a bunch that are picked that need to go out. What's up? Yeah, I've got a couple challenge locks that I want to hang on to because I haven't picked them yet. One of them, though, I may throw in the towel on. It's just an evil bastard of a lock. All right, there we go. That took way longer than it should have for all standard pins. I guess I was focusing too much on things that aren't lock picking. Funnily enough, though, I think I find it easier to pick with a little more, like, actually, hold on one second. I want to try, because that took me longer than it usually does with a 50 thousandths turning tool and a little bit of floppiness in the core. So hold on. Maybe I'm just not, this is not the right pick profile. Or maybe it's just a skill issue. Nah. It was a concentration issue for sure. Here, let's close the lock with a dabber attachment. That's for the stoners out there. I mean, hey, True Builder, maybe something you want to take a shot at. No, never say never. Hey, Charlie. Yeah, all right, let's see what I got here on offer. That's something from Jordy. Oh, Texas Rebel. Here's two that you might really enjoy. I think these are the creme de la creme. They're from Bandito Brandino. There's actually two of them in here. There's the Keneally Gang, which isn't super hard to pick, per se. But yeah, Bandito Brandino puts super amounts of effort into it. So, like, there's a whole story, which I can share if you want. But yeah. The key is beautiful, and when you pick it, the lock has LEDs that light up. because the way he did it is the cam, when you pick it clockwise, will complete a circuit, and there's batteries above the top hat. So when it opens, you get the treat of turning on the switch on the light. It's very one of the coolest challenge locks I've ever picked. So definitely I'll send that one to you if you like. And let's see what, and the other one, which was harder to pick, but the engraving is super cool. But it doesn't look as cool, and it doesn't do any cool light up stuff. But Who Put Bella in the Witch Elm is definitely a cool bit of kittery. And also, I mean, he made it out of a sergeant for extra bastardy, but the key doesn't work super easy, but it does work. But yeah, this one was definitely the trickier of the two locks, but I prefer picking the Keneally Gang more, just because it's super cool when you pick it open and it lights up. But no, I don't feel like picking it right now. Yeah, no, he did amazing work, Bandito Brandino. So yeah, I got those two. I got this one, which I can't remember. What is it? Z. This is Z4, which is Wed. I don't know what happened to Z5. Regret. And I got another one I gotta send off. And then this one is from Wolfgang Grojsig, which is pretty cool. He mounted it in this like epoxy like candle thing. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I gotta send these off. So pickers, lock pickers, if you want challenge locks, Benny. As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by my cat hissing. If you lock pickers want any of these challenge locks, I'll send off some off this Texas Rebel, but also I've got more of them to send off. I'm not sending all of them to one location because that's just selfish, right? Right? I got some more challenge. Oh yeah, this one I still haven't picked because John Holistic made an absolute asshole of a lock. Little bastard. I haven't even touched it in months. I'm like, I should probably send it off, but I'm not ready to throw in the towel yet. I think it's just a skill issue that I'm currently experiencing. But it's been too long since I made one of my own padlocks, or one of my own challenge locks. Usually I just put extra evil into a master lock padlock and call it Master's Revenge, and then we're rocking and rolling. Oh yeah, and I got the this one from Tippenny. But yeah, so the Tippenny one and the John Holistic one I'm hanging on to, but this one, yeah, so, and the Bandito Brandino Texas Rebel if you want them, but I got two other ones. This Ugly Baby and this rando Scandi oval thing. Benny, why so aggro? He's just a black and white cat. Benny. Benny. Benny, Benny. You get to go over here. And you get to go wherever you want, because you're the one who's being inducted into the house. So yeah, that's the situation. Back to picking. Come on, Charlie. Come on, Charlie. Follow me, dude. Jason, if you're still here, do you still do repo, dude? And yes, Vibe World Meta, you are correct. Cats do rule. Also, let me take the 409 bottle down so maybe Benny will be... Benny. Stare into the void. The void's not staring back because he's grooming himself. But we can stare into the void. Hello, void. Okay, True Builder, thank you so much. You are amazeballs as always. And have a great night. And yes, it's great to see Charlie doing so well. Oh, there's the void staring back. Benny says goodbye to you, True Builder. Benny. Yeah, Benny's a good boy. But he's getting a little aggro about the latest addition to the house. My boy Charlie, who is who, as Elijah pointed out, he is a bit of a kittler, especially mit Komova, yeah. That is why his name's Charlie, because we can't name the cat Adolf. Nein, but we can name the cat after Charlie Chaplin and the great dictator. I can't. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm usually okay at accents. I'm sucking today. I can't do German. I couldn't do Russian earlier. Like, oh, pizdets, whatever. Let's move on. All right. Define Jeffrey Epstein 6988, you fucking piece of shit, motherfucker. Incel. Okay, thanks for the $4.99, dude. I don't know what the hell it means, but you paid for it, so God bless. We move to the stainless Black & Decker. Also, guys, as a reminder, the Dow is over 50,000. Benny is jumping down. What up, Scotty Pancos? What up, Hetty D2K? Oh, Aurea, I am not a locksmith. I am a professional idiot. No, I'm actually a chef professionally, but I just pick locks because it's fun and hang out with my cats. But yeah, also because my state requires you to have a full certification to be a locksmith. It's not one of those states where you can just be like, where you can just say you're a locksmith and therefore you are a locksmith. You actually need to have certification and like a license in California, which is a good thing, by the way. Because even with that, they are still a bunch of scammy locksmiths. But like, I shudder to think about the places in the world where just anybody can be a locksmith, how many scammers there are. Shockman, cool, awesome. It's definitely a cool trade. Also, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm. Oh, speaking of which, let me. By the way, for those of y'all who were watching the stream where I got the Yale and the stand and the where did it go? Oh, here it is. The brass Schlage with the no key. Still haven't gotten this freaking Yale yet. It's like so frustrating. But I did get the San Diego Gas and Electric Schlage all fixed up, and I put the Everest Primus in it because I'm not a quitter, but I am temporarily throwing in the towel on the Primus. Fuck you, Primus, you suck. Also, halftime news. You can keep it pushing if you're if you don't like what I'm watching, or you can stay in the chat and have a discussion with me. Pump up my metrics, you know. Also, when you say the word bud like that, I instantly think you're Canadian. Like I read your comment and I said, "Hey, Benny, chill the fuck out." What's up, 5axie818? Yeah, I just like, don't you think it's a little too late for those shenanigans there, bud? Where in Canada you're from? Toronto. From the 6th there, bud. No, all honesty, I actually love Canada. I'm not one of those Americans who hate on the Canadians. I do hate on the haters, though. But, I'll be the first one to admit, I think, I love our friends to the north. Drake lover, I am not. Drake lover, I am not. I am from Los Angeles, California, the home of Kendrick Lamar, and that beef was hilarious. Also, I'm a big hip-hop head, and I'm sorry, but Drake, this is not to hate on Canadians, by the way. This is just to hate on Drake. But he was an affront to rap. And the other thing was, he was an affront to much better Canadian rappers like Cardinal Official, for example. Yeah. Canada, Trump lover, I am not. No. As a matter of fact, would you like to join me in singing Fuck Donald Trump? Because I still think I know most of the lyrics. I'm just going to have to censor every single N-word because, So this one, Rico... But yeah, I like white folks, but I don't like you. All the people in the hood want to fight you. Surprised that Nation of Islam ain't trying to find you to... I can't remember what the Sierra line. Nah, Snoop has gone soft in his old age. In his old age. Oh wait, it was surprised El Chapo ain't tried to snipe you. Surprised the Nation of Islam ain't tried to find you. Have a rally around LA. You know what's up. Home of the Rodney King riots. We don't give a fuck. Black students ejected from your rally route. I'm ready to go right now. Your racist ass fear too much. I'm about to turn Black Panther. Don't let Donald Trump win that cancer. He too rich. He ain't got the answers. He can't make decisions for this country. He gonna crash us. We can't be a slave to him. He got me appreciating Obama way more. Hey, Donald, and everybody follows you. You give it's your reason to be president, but we hate you. Fuck Donald Trump. So I don't really remember the lyrics. Yes, I am a punk. I think punk, therefore I'm out. All right, bye, Hetty. You're gonna miss the fun, though. I thought you were here for the cats initially. Oh, yeah, you were talking about Black Cat's the Shadow. You know what? You know what, 5Axie818, I don't necessarily disagree with you, and I do think there's a large part of, you know, I think there's something to be... I think what Aria Maurice said is what I was about to say, is that, you know, I'm not a Bernie bro by any stretch of the imagination necessarily, but the way you counter a conservative populist is with a progressive populist, not with the same old establishment BS. My husband was on Epstein Island, you know, rich fucks. So, yeah, there's my piece. They've been giving Donald layups since Hillary. Also, love these Stanleys. Love these Stanleys. That one has the counter-milled core, too, which is a lot of fun. But, yeah... Amen. I'm just curious about Hetty. I'm not gonna lie. I'm curious. Come back, Hetty. We miss you. We love you. We love all Canadians. I mean, except those weird Canadians like Drake. We don't like Drake. Elijah, would you do me a favor and time out 5Axie818 for about 15 minutes for the anti-Semitism? Because the juice box thing is really not going to work for me. Yeah. As a reminder, this channel follows the tolerance fallacy. If you're going to be intolerant, you can fuck right off. Look at that. We went from 31 to 20. 11 intolerant people were like, you know what? I'd rather be a hater. Peace. Very low vibration energy on them. Ha! All right. This frickin' Ace Schleg is the biggest asshole of a lock. But I finally, like for the first time in forever, successfully picked it yesterday. And now I want to repeat performance, please. Oh yeah, Texas Rebel. Yeah, that's why I literally got tired of being annoyed by my Primus and put it back in a padlock so I could just like have it as a display piece rather than being like flummoxed by it. I fucking hate that. Ugh, I hate the Primus so much. Also, I'm so sorry, but I didn't have a chance to say hi to Gina. Gina, if you're still in the chat, what's up, Gina? Great to see you. I got distracted. Yeah. Yeah, my Primus is going right back to the frickin' naughty bucket where it belongs. It's a naughty, naughty boy. Dirty boy. I'm taking you to West Hollywood with the other dirty boys. Woo! Okay, you know what it is? This is like this story. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Texas Rebel. I got it up to 4 of the 5 finger pins, and like I could open it with 3. I could open it with 2, 4. Flummoxed. And here's the thing. And I think Aria Marie, you asked why I do these things, and it's because between having anxiety and generally having shaky fingers and cooking and like being a professional chef for a decade now and just having just a lot of burn and scar tissue on my fingertips, I do this to keep my fingers and my like fine motor skills good, and because it's a fun hobby and I enjoy it. What's up, Gina? If you want to hit the hay, that's totally cool. But where did he go? Oh, check this out. Charlie's out of quarantine. He's chilling with me. Charlie. Hey, dude. Can I get a boop? Okay, boop. Good boy. But that being said, Aria Marie, since you are teasing, I will say this. I have been told by people that I'm quite good with the fingers, but I'm not going to say that I am because that would be presumptuous. Yeah. And look how good he's doing, Gina. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this glorious specimen of kittydom. But also, side note, I just want to hold on one second. I want to show y'all. Let me have an ADHD moment. Don't shoot the messenger. No, stay here, Charlie. I want to show the people. Fuck. Get back over here. One thing I noticed since he's been in the house a long time. Charlie, what's up? Yeah, Charlie don't wobble. Charlie is strong. But one thing I've noticed, when they fixed him at Fix Nation, they butchered his ear. Look how much they took. They took off so much. They really took off too much of his ear for the ear tip. Like, I know they have to ear tip him, but Jesus. Like, especially when you view him from this angle. Like, they really took off a lot of his ear. Yeesh, Fix Nation. And it's weird, because, like, a bunch of the other cats were fixed by Fix Nation, and their ear tips look perfectly normal. He was beyond stray. He was full-on feral. Actually, and the crazy thing is, he's actually one of the ones that I did the TNR for. So I was the one who trapped him and got him fixed. I wasn't the one who did this butchery of his freaking ear, unfortunately. Yeah, they could do better, for real. And it's crazy, because, like, Baby Blue, I didn't do the TNR on him, but, like, I'm sure he went to Fix Nation, and his ear tip is way better. or like the creamsicle twins, way better. I mean, here's the thing. At this point, he feels fine. It's just like it's just an ear. But like, yikes, they didn't like it from a cosmetic standpoint. It could have been better. Homer Simpson Italian, yeah, yeah. This is right here. We've got Charlie Holyfield right here. Look, I could have been a contender. But yeah, Homer Simpson, he was a he lived on the streets as of I took him off the streets last Friday because he had pink eye, and he had also, yeah. This is a very special cat to me because I was the one that got him fixed. I was the one that did the socialization work on him that made him this lovable specimen, and then he went missing for way too long, and I was very nervous, and when he came back, he had pink eye, and so I'm like, nope, that's not happening again. You're coming home with me. We're giving you the treatment for the pink eye, which, as you can see, he's doing a lot better, and then once we're done with that, he is going to go to his forever home, because he is such a good boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he definitely had the cheeks, and he was badly infected, too. Like, he cost me 30 bucks extra for a Covenia shot. And yes, Texas Rebel, thanks so much for stopping by. I'll check in on your, on your message. Let's get back to picking, yo. But, yeah. Gina, if you want to go to sleep now, too, I definitely release you from here. We're doing lockpicking. There will be cat cameos, of course, but yeah, this frickin' ace has some asshole bidding. Here, lockpickers. Observe. Yes, that's 45992. And yes, for those of you who are who are interested in Schlegs, from 9 to 2. From 9 to 2 is a step of 7 cuts. That's max. That isn't eligible bidding, but that is a max cut right there. And for those of you who don't speak lockpicking lingo or locksmith lingo, keys, the cuts, they're not just random. They have numbers on them. This is a Schleg key. There's 10 eligible biddings from 0 to 9. So when I have 45992, we have a 4 cut, then a little bit deeper 5 cut. 9, 9 are the maximum depth cuts, and then we have a 2, which is a very high cut. Now to make an eligible key, you also have something called the max, or the maximum adjacent cut specification, which basically means there's a maximum difference between a low and a high, and beyond that, you are going to have difficulty making the key work. Schleg, which is, like I said, this is a Schleg key, even though it says ace, but Schleg is SC1. Schleg's max is 7. 9 to 2 is 7. That's a max cut right there. And what makes it even more annoying is that there's 2 9s. So that's 0 lift, and then a max. It is asshole bidding. But it was really troubling me because I was overthinking it. But then I was like, no, never mind. Focus on the binding order, because guess what? This binds before these do. So as long as you set, or more importantly, pin 5 binds before pin 1. So as long as you set pin 5, you can come back. You might drop 2, you might not, but you can come back and set these 2 things. You don't need to worry about these. It's essentially become a 3-pin lock to me. So yes, goddamn on the bidding, and it was kicking my ass for the longest time. But then, like, it's all about thinking about it differently, you know, and it became easier. We'll do it one more time, but like, it's still not, like, don't get me wrong, it's still not an easy lock because it loves to drop its pins. Oh, that's a little too close on my fingers. We don't need fingy view. I mean, you're getting some sort of fingy view one way or the other, but, like, we need pins view to some degree. Hold on. Boom. pin view. So yeah. Sorry, chef's hands, I know. So yeah, there's setting 5 right there, dropping into our false set. And for 1, not getting anything. Going for 2. Hold on, I'm going to go back to 1. See, this is the thing is that... a 4 cut is a little bit annoying for top of the keyway on 1. Not the most annoying, but slightly annoying. There we go. Oh. Maybe I only set... Yeah, there we go. That was 1. I'm ping-ponging 1 and 2 a little bit right now. Or no, sorry, I dropped 5 actually. See, this is when I'm in the shits because now I actually am in trouble. Yeah, I did, and I tried to buy a few Elijah of my favorite profiles, and I was just having checkout issues, so I missed it. Hopefully, I'll get them. I'll get them on the next time around. Because I wanted one of those crescent hooks, a new one. Yeah, let me drop everything. I see. That's the thing. This lock is entirely dependent on picking with the binding order. If you do it right, it's easy. If you do it wrong, it's not going to open at all. But yeah, I'm a little bit butthurt that I missed the sale. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll get them next time around. I also saw in the vault that there's the McNally Reaper 2026 set, which I'm very excited for because generally speaking, I love McNally's profiles. I'm assuming one of the profiles is going to be the double McTickler, which I don't have a use for yet, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. And they also have in the vault that they're making a disc detainer pick, which if it's good, I will gladly buy because I want to get into disc detainer more. For real, Elijah. I mean, I really want to get a set of the bare bones dimple picks because I hate my dimple picks and it's hard to find the hooks these days. And I don't want to, I'm not prepared to pay for a multi-pick. Also, I dropped my picks. I'm a dummy. But yeah, CI's been... CI is CIing, I guess. But yeah, I hope they start selling them individually again, but remains to be seen. All right, I think we got it this time. Are they shipping to the States right now, Elijah, or are they not? Or because I think they were on embargo for a little while because of the stupid tariff BS. Oh, excellent. Hello, a literal commenter. Are you how literal are you? Benny and Fred, Benny and Fred, Benny and Benny and Benny and Fred. The Goon Squad. Oh no! Alright, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, a literal commenter. Keep it pushing though. You can come back with your alter ego, a literary commenter, and be like doing nothing but quotes from like famous literature, like "'Twas the best of times," or "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times." There we go. Open, and I forgot to reclose the shackle, so we didn't get a shackle pop. Okay, that's not right. I'm not going to rob you all of the shackle pop. It's okay. It's a pretty brass lock, though. Although this up close, you can kind of see all the scratches that I've put on in it. But yeah, pretty lock. Pity Ace doesn't make it anymore. What am I doing wrong here? All right, back up. This is actually one of the lamp locks. This one lives on my lamp. Regular viewers know what I mean when I say that. Lamp lock. Although here's a fun exercise in stupidity. This is the same lock body, except this one is keyed with a quickset and uses the double-sided quickset key pins that are really shitty. And now here is an example of the difference. For the record, the top pins are exactly the same. Here is an example of the difference between a quickset key pins and Schlage key pins. Y'all saw how long I struggled on that one. And keep in mind, this is a blind pick. I haven't picked this lock in a really long time. So it might take me a bit longer, but I will prove a point one way or the other. Unless it takes me forever, and then I won't prove a point, and I'm going to have to edit this part out. Nope, we don't have to edit this part out. Schlage is better than quickset. Keep in mind, that was a blind pick. I have not picked this lock in probably over a year. It just stays on my frickin'... It's a lamp lock. It stays on my lamp. So, yes. Now, the same example for the record, let me be honest, this would not be the same if this was Kwikset Smart Key. Unfortunately, Kwikset Smart Key padlocks are not sold anymore. So, sucks. But yes, if we're talking Kwikset versus Schlag's key pin design, Kwikset is inherently flawed. Their key pins, by making the key pins double-sided and beveled, they essentially designed in a security weakness to lockpicking because it makes the shear line larger than it would otherwise be. The lockpickers got me. The non-lockpickers were like, the fuck did that man just say? What the fuck? Here's Benny? Well, that was Benny, right? Benny. What's Benny doing? What is Benny doing? Benny, what is Benny? Benny and a baby boy. Okay, I knew it was baby boy making the noise. Baby boy. Benny. Benny. Meanwhile, Emily, the entire time, peaceful. Not doing nothing. Also, Charlie Cam, just chilling with the lockpicks. He's the real lockpicking meower. I just play one on television. Meanwhile, Benny's got the zoomies, and it's raining in Los Angeles. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna go get some rain cam, although I'm gonna try and not give away exactly where I live. Hold on. Rain cam incoming. Y'all get to watch my beautiful face. Eyeball. Super eyeball vision. Wait for it. We're gonna get rain vision in a second. Rain sounds. It's raining, man. It's barely drizzling right now. It was really coming down earlier in the day. Don't you love my maintenance people? They're like, fuck it, we're gonna put white silicone on concrete. the frickin' oh my god, the landlord special. Alright, I'm gonna shut up and let some rain sounds happen. Back on my face. Brr. We out here. We inside. Charlie Cam. Benny Cam. Benny. Penny for your thoughts, Benny? Hey, Charlie. Yes, sir. Meanwhile, completely unmoved from... She's terminally chill right now. Oh my god. Ben says, I don't like this new dude. I don't trust him yet, and I don't, and I'm upset at you for bringing him in the house. Why'd you have to do that? Also, Elijah, notice how the dude who said that anti-Semitic bullshit has not come back? I love it when the haters see themselves out. It's my favorite. Fuck those dudes. What's up, Aries 989 router? Is it? Yeah, okay. By the way, I'm kind of forcing myself to pick with this DeForest Diamond because I'm not quite comfortable with the profile yet, so I'm just trying to, like, make myself more comfortable with it, I guess. Yeah. Well, I mean, the real question is, what would have been the move if 5 minutes later, dude comes back still spouting, you know? Well, I know what the move is. If he's, you know, contrition, you get to stay. No, you know, doubling down, or, like, you know, keeping with the bullshit, hidden for life. I was like, why am I not feeling anything? It's because the block is open. I love it when I have those moments of, like, why can't I feel any pins moving? The lock's already open, David. Just keep pushing. The 83 Series 1, actually, with the special alloy shackle, not the Nano Protect. I think this is a found lock. I'm trying to remember where it was that I found it, though. I don't know. Can't be that important. It's just an Abus 83 with a Schlage core. Oh, no. I think this might have been a love lock, actually. Haha. Hey, Charlie. How you doing, my friend? Charlie's off camera that way. Ben just had an opinion about it. Benny! Benny, I know you're doing the introductionary, but I'd appreciate it if you, like, tried to move into the, like, peace and resolution and let's have fun phase of this. You can't rush things, but it is what it is. All right, there we go. There's my false. There's my Abus 83 false set, patented. I gotta say, my opinion of the DeForest Diamond so far is it's a very good profile, but it's like a less nimble, gentle reach. In, like, as far as the way I pick, that's how it kind of functions to me. So I prefer the gentle reach profile to this so far, but it's definitely got its uses, and I think this would probably be better at, like, things that need to move forward and backward, like Medico. You could use that diamond more as more of a rocker. whereas gentle reach might not be so good at Medico. Like this motion, that's what she said. But the pickers get it. You guys get it. But yeah, they're... Nope, thought I had that pick. Damn it. Is it in motion? No, I dropped one. Right? Or I dropped something. No, I overset something. All right, got that one. I was having, oh my God, Elijah, side note, I was having such a, like, an epic struggle earlier this day with freaking autocorrect. Like, it was just insane. Like, I was watching a live stream. What's up, Ronry, as always? But yeah, I was watching a live stream from a channel that I'm a huge fan of, Therapy. If you guys like hip hop and like social commentary, you should definitely go subscribe to Therapy, another smaller creator, a lot bigger than me, obviously, but like, not, about, 37K subscribers. Love his lives. Love his videos. But yeah, he was streaming today, and I was trying to request a song because it's, I like to support the show by sending in song requests and be like, as a super thanks, and be like, yo, do this, check this out, because it's a very musical show, and I was trying to, because I'm not gonna lie, for whatever reason, of late I've been bumping a lot of hard bass music, or sorry, hard bass. That's how the Russians would say it. Yeah, I've been bumping a lot of hard bass. So, oh, and also Ronry, I'm glad I got your name right, because, if you're excited, I'm excited. But, this lock always keeps it 300, though. As does this one. Like the Romans. What's up? It's Teddy W. It's Teddy W. But yeah, I was trying to request a hard a hard boss song, and it was this song called, yeah, it was, because it's not an Abus actually, it's an Uscan. It's effectively an Abus. I actually believe that in the beginning the 83s were made in Taiwan, and then at some point they switched to being made in China. I have no confirmation of that one, but yeah. This I bought this on eBay with no key, and because it's Schleg, I then just rekeyed it to a random Schleg key that I had lying around. But I will say, hidden in this lock, it's no longer in this lock because there's no milling to interact with it, but there was a random Asa barrel top pin. Yeah. I feel that. Fuck sleep. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. West Taiwan. West Taiwan. My mistake. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm getting my easts and wests all confused. I got I got East Pakistan, West Taiwan. Transnistria, all sorts of fun stuff. Anybody in the chat from Transnistria by any chance? Any Transnistrians in the chat? I guess not. Well, if you're from Transphobia, then you can keep it pushing. This is a very trans-inclusive channel. So, bye. It's not a custom core necessarily, but it's it's kind of a cool. It's not rare, but it's one of the more. It's one of those. It's one of many master locks that's a very good and competent lock. So naturally, it's discontinued. And Ronri, Transnistria, I was saying, it's a breakaway part of Moldova. Where have you seen this before? That's kind of it's the eastern side of Moldova on the other side of the Dniester River, and it's a breakaway republic funded by Russia, naturally. That is effectively the eastern side of Moldova that borders up against Ukraine. Naturally, there's been a lot of its technical name, I believe, is the Pridnestrovian Democratic Republic, but it's basically it's the eastern bank of the Dnieper River within, or sorry, not Dnieper, the Dniester River within the country of Moldova, and it's been a breakaway republic since I think 1992 or something, and which is basically Russia, as with many places, Donetsk, Crimea, Abkhazia, South Ossetia, and also Transnistria, they basically are like, we support the freedom fighters while heavily putting their thumbs on the scale. But also, like, you know, in 2022, when the Russo-Ukrainian war really kicked off, I think the people were very afraid that Russia was going to try and do like a pincer movement by, like, you know, airdropping VDV or something like that into Transnistria and trying to come, you know, from both sides of Ukraine, east and west. And that didn't end up happening yet, but it would have been crazy if it did. Would have been very, very bad, though. Anyone know what? Yeah, it's an interesting part of the world, for sure. I mean, you know, and yeah, bear, but I don't have work tomorrow, fortunately. And though I'm on call at Universal, there's no way they're going to call me in because it's rainy as hell right now. So we're just here picking locks. But yeah, what's up, man? How's it going? Nice to see you. I did have a shift on Sunday at Universal, though. First shift at Universal since the New Year's Eve, or since the week of New Year's. Crazy though. You know, to be honest, I hadn't been putting myself on call for shifts because I wanted to spend as much time as possible with Louisa before it was time. But now that time has come, time to get back on the grind for real, for real. Oh, I'm actually putting almost no pressure, Robert. It's a very dead core, though. What's up, Peanut? But yeah, like, if I actually... Uh-oh. 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 Can y'all see that little hitch? Can y'all see that hitch? That's bad. That's really, really bad. You see that little hitch as I'm rotating the core? I can... Yeah. So this is... Yeah. This is a pretty rare master lock. It's the model 640. It's the same size as a 140, but it has 5 pins, a dead core ball-bearing locking mechanism. No, Ronri, this is bad. This is damage. Now, a common weakness with a lot of master locks that apparently... Yup, what Elijah said exactly is what happened. This is a 5-pin lock. I set 4 of the 5 pins, and one of the pins, both the key and the driver pin, are below the shear line, and the spring is what's catching. This is not good. This is bad. This is a flaw in the lock design because I should not be able to pick only 4 of the 5 pins and get an open. But also, because both the key pin and the driver pin are below shear, the spring came with the core. Bad, bad, bad. But unfortunately, yeah, this lock is going to be an asshole to pick from here on out. Just to demonstrate really quickly for the non-pickers, 1 second. Let me get my cutaway. It's a fun hobby. But yeah, what I'm saying is, when you have a garden variety lock, you have your driver pins, which are the pins you see up here above, and then inside the actual keyway, you have your key pins. which are those guys right there. Now, this lock does not have this flaw, but this master lock does have this flaw where if it's a very high lift pin, like this one right here, like this pin, number 1 right here, very high lift pin. You see how small that first key pin is? Tiny little guy. It's actually not even down right now. Hold on. There we go. You see that tiny little guy? Look how tiny that little guy is. But despite how tiny he is, the combined height of the key and the driver pin still puts the driver pin above the shear line. This motherfucker over here, this little sumbitch, has driver pins that are too short. So that with a max lift pin, which I think this does have, let's check. As a matter of fact, it's got 2 very high lift pins. So either one or 2, the combined height of the key pin and driver pin all of it is in the actual plug. So I'm able to turn the core without picking one or more of the key pin, of the chambers. It's a flaw, it's a design flaw, it's a surprisingly common design flaw, and now that I've pontificated on said design flaw for a little bit too long and partially launched a very pretty and somewhat rare master lock, although I will say this, it wasn't this particular one, because I have 3 of these, but it was this one. This one is the one that got fucked up. But yeah, as I was saying, though it is very similar visually to the Master Lock 140, it is a far superior lock. It has 5 pins unlike the 140's 4. I've yet to find one that I'm able to comb, and it's got a stainless steel shackle with a ball-bearing locking mechanism. It's a very competent lock, actually, aside from this driver pin issue, which is not an issue when you're using locks in day-to-day use. So it's a shame they discontinued this, because it's actually a very competent lock, which is not something that happens every day with Master Lock. But when they make competent locks, they tend to realize that they made a horrible mistake and like, no, fuck this. That's a good lock. Get rid of it. We need to make only the finest in shit. Only the finest in bullshit. Is it a good lock? No. That's not the right turning tool. If it's a good lock, it should be discontinued. Yeah. Good locks get discontinued. Bad locks, we keep them forever. Yeah. So I will say this, Ronry, since we're all huge fans of McNally, and you are using a Master Lock number blank, it can be opened using a Master Lock. The Master Lock number 3 used to be vulnerable to friendly fire by hitting it really hard. However, several years back, Master Lock did do the bare minimum upgrade and replaced the spring-loaded locking mechanism with ball bearings. However, and I'm using the wrong pick for this, but they did nothing. Oh, sorry. I'm actually putting way too much effort into this. Hold on one second. Let me just use a straight piece of wire. There we go. Yeah, but they did put the ball-bearing locking mechanism in, which does do the basic, which does make it impervious to shimming and wrapping and friendly fire like that. So this is actually a great improvement. And it does, and yeah, we can't have anything nice in the 21st century, Elijah. You should know that by now. But yeah, like I said, I was using far too much effort. Using this lockpick, it opened right up. And that's because the bitting on this particular lock is extremely flat. So all you need to do is stick in your turning tool and then just grab a flat piece of metal. This happens to be another turning tool. I'm just going to use the long end as a rake, and then, you know, it opens. There's my lock-picking party trick. Anybody else, anybody who just wants to see cheap parlor tricks, you can keep it pushing. We're done with it. We're done with that now. Although it is fun. It is fun to punk Master Lock. It is fun. I'm not going to lie, but it doesn't make me a better picker necessarily. One day, eventually, we'll go back to a love lock wall and I'll punk a bunch of random Master Locks. That's more fun than punking Master Locks, I know. This is a lock it's unsure about its identity. Is it Brady or is it Abus? Is it Brady or is it Abus? Unfortunately, no Fisco, no thermite laying around. And I also don't have the 12 gauge lock pick either, nor do I have the 45 ACP lock pick, the 9x19 Parabellum, the 9mm. I don't have any cordless hole puncher lock picks, unfortunately. Yeah, the algorithm makes no friggin' sense. Although, there's 52 people in here right now, so thank you to all 52 of you for being awesome. Those are my thumbs. This is a lock. I'm talking too much and picking too little, but I can't find my bottom of the keyway turning tool. It's a brave... Elijah, I live in LA. I see far too many actual Brabuses. They are not serious. Like, the people who drive Brabuses in LA are not serious people. Like, ugh. Yeah, that makes no sense. You know what, Ronry? I was, relatively speaking, I'm still in very much obscurity. I've got about a little over 2,300 subscribers, but I was really toiling in, like, absolute nothingness. And then I literally, beginning of last year, when there was all those crazy wildfires in LA and in the surrounding area. What's up, Occupy? I'll go have a look at that. But yeah, like, I literally just happened to make, like, a video where I made the title, like, LA wildfires affect cats too, because I was doing a feral cat feeding video and that one. And just out of nowhere, like, views that, most of my long format videos get, between about 100 to, like, 1,500 would be a video that does well. This thing got 55,000 views. And it was just like, just because people wanted to know about fire shit, and I happened to pick a lucky title. It's so random, though. I've been chasing that 55,000 view moment ever since then. Not really, actually. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd love another thing, but, like, I've actually been really enjoying... Hello, sir! I hope you have an amazing day as well. I don't find you annoying at all. In fact, I find you very pleasant. You should change your screen name to I'm pleasant Or like I'm complimenting lol, or something like that. Oh, I mean, if you like your name, I definitely don't want to I definitely don't want to make you dislike it. So yeah, keep it pushing, dude. I don't recognize this Lunar New Year, Elijah. I'm Jewish. Our Lunar New Year is Rosh Hashanah. That's in September, I think. All right, all right, have a good one. I'm annoying. Thanks for stopping by. The big chunk. Ramadan is starting this evening. Oh, I think I should have known because I was updating my calendar and I was looking at all the aid stuff going on. Yeah, but and yeah, for everyone who is Muslim, I hope you guys have an easy, fat, and meaningful Ramadan. You know, as a former Orthodox Jew who used to do 12-hour fasts regularly, but not for an entire month in a row, I have no idea how y'all do Ramadan. I could not. One of the reasons I was like, you know what, Judaism ain't for me was, okay, good night, Occupy. Thanks for stopping by as well. All right, annoying. Stick around. There are cool moments and then there are bullshit moments. It's overall it's a well-balanced stream, but hey, you can kind of, this lock is so shiny, you can actually see my reflection somewhat. And I see my reflection and the last sun brought it down. None yet. I've had my bicycle stolen though. That was because I was an idiot and didn't put a lock on it. So put a lock on your goddamn bikes, people. Open. Fisco, out of curiosity, is your nickname at all inspired by what's his name, the Fesco character from Euphoria? I mean, let me go ahead and say that, Fiasco. Let me go ahead and say that, I did, however, make a short that I think was pretty funny, where I was walking home from an In-N-Out Burger run, and I saw, like, a random bicycle chain lock on the ground, and some dude had actually stolen, a bike, and they had stolen it by cutting the chain, or by cutting, it was a cable bike lock, like one of the I threw away the cable by now, but I did like a humorous short of like, look, you don't need to cut the cable because in less time than it would take to cut the cable, watch this, boing, open. It was a really shitty Master Lock bike lock. I was looking for it right now and I can't find it. Just as well. Let's see. Where is that? I guess I can't find it. It's not a fun lock to pick, so I'm not gonna pick it. Do I do drugs? I smoke weed, but other than that, not really. That being said, I don't feel any way positive or negative about drugs. Every drug should be legal because making drugs illegal is just a way to arrest minorities and racially profile, and that's bad. So and also by making bikes or by making drugs illegal, we're also missing out on a huge amount of tax revenue that could be going to do things. But now I'll hop off my soapbox right now. But that being said, if you want to do drugs, yes, What Ron Reed just said, addiction is a disease, not a crime, and using drug use as a crime. They did a very bad job about that in Oregon. You know, there's you know, in okay, Soju, you're ye of little faith. Yeah, what Ron Reed just said. Like on a national scale, if you look at countries like Switzerland, for example, that they actually have a decent welfare state where you can actually be a functional addict. I mean, here's the thing. You can't do I mean, that's true whether they're legal. Addiction leading to crime is true whether it's legal or not legal. You know, the only difference is that if it's not legal, nobody is there is no benefit to the. Okay, I agree with you. Drugs are bad, but I don't think it's bad necessarily. Not everybody who uses drugs gets addicted. It's not like you have one hit of heroin and like, oh my God, suddenly I'm a junkie. And by the way, do not do heroin, folks. I'm not recommending it. It's a dangerous thing, but like, I do think that you don't need to pay for my habit, my guy. Keep it pushing. Like, I don't know why you're getting so butthurt about the thought about legalizing drugs and taxing them, but all right. No, I mean, Ronry, Soju Boy is yeah, definitely avoid meth. But yeah, I think I think a little bit of experimentation never hurt anybody, as long as you're careful. There's nothing wrong with having a little fun in life. But like I said, as long as you care. Oh, yeah, it's a dangerous one. Okay, Soju, I really don't need you condescending to me, so you can either, like, chill the fuck out or keep it pushing. But your condescension is not appreciated at all. Like, dude, I live in Los Angeles, California. Believe me when I say I've seen the shit. All right? But I also realize that that's also not merely because of the drugs. It's because of an underlying mental health issue. It's because of poverty. It's because of desperation. There's not, to pin the ills of society on one thing is a very narrow-minded view on life. And that's me condescending to you because, I'm matching your energy right now, honestly. No, Nicholas. I don't live in a I don't ban people for disagreeing with me. They're free to disagree with me, I like disagreement because that way we can have a discussion. No, it's fine, You're good, man. But yeah, generally speaking, and I mean, and I'll say, and I'll, but yeah, the only real rule for this chat, there's only, is follow the tolerance fallacy. We tolerate everything except intolerance, and there's no religious or political sloganeering. I don't want to hear anything about Trump for president, Newsom for president, whatever. I don't want to hear that bullshit. And I don't want to hear repent and come back to Christ. He will heal you. I don't want to hear that shit in my chat. But other than that, and, homophobia, transphobia, anti-Semitism, etc., as long as y'all can keep away from that, everything else is allowed in the chat. You can keep me Yeah, and I mean, and here's the other thing. Like saying drugs are legal doesn't mean I think you should be able to buy as much as you want. Like, like guess what? Fucking Sudafed is legal, but they keep it behind the counters because of the meth epidemic. And you can only buy so much in a month. I think it should be exactly like that, but for heroin. And if you want to come back and you're buying too much, then you get signed up for mandatory drug counseling and intervention. Is anybody else also having mic issues? By the way, Nicholas is saying I'm having mic issues. All right, Elijah says it's fine. So we're 50-50 right now. I don't know. We don't know. Yeah, maybe Nick, because Nick, sometimes I do pause to read because I like to. I'm still a small enough creator that I can actually like meaningfully interact with chat, so I want to do that. You know. And so, Nicholas, no, I'm not a locksmith. I just like picking locks because it's fun. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Ronry. My old phone, I got a new phone late last year. It's an iPhone 17, and like the improvement in the audio quality of my streams between my old phone and my new phone is crazy. Like you can ask Elijah or like the longtime like channel viewers, the difference between my old phone and my new phone, night and frickin' day. Yeah. I hope I don't have a villain arc either. Super cool. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, Zealot. That's because drugs were illegal in Washington. Drugs were illegal in California. Drugs were illegal in Utah, Colorado, every surrounding state. Guess what? When you decriminalize drugs in one state and not everywhere else, guess where all the druggies go? That state. People move where they are tolerated. But if you decriminalize drugs on a national level, if you institute mandatory monthly purchase maximums so that people cannot buy more than a certain quantity without mandatory drug rehabilitation classes and therapy, then what you do have is you have a decrease in addiction, you have a decrease in criminalization because you're no longer putting drug addicts in prison where, guess what, they get more drugs and more addiction because every drug you can get on the street, you can get in prison. And so yeah, it's about yes. That's another thing. People wanting to use drugs as safely as should be able to do so as safely as possible without risking without incriminating themselves. It's and once again, I'll backtrack. The war on drugs as a concept is inherently racist. It is a way to put black and brown people in jail. That's why crack was Schedule 1 and cocaine was Schedule 2. both of which, by the way, were being shipped into the United States by the CIA thanks to Oliver North and to fund the Contras. So, you know, and strawberry cake, I've done drugs. At this point, the only real drug that I do is smoke weed, which is it's more of a plant than a drug. I don't know, Nicholas, though, but you seem to be the only one having audio issues, so it might be a skill issue. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. But yeah, I can't afford the really good mics, and I've tried out the like Chinesium mics, and they're actually worse than the built-in mic on my current phone. They were better than my old phone, but the new phone is better. But yeah, as far as drugs in the United States, the only and when I say drugs, I mean, of course, I mean drugs of abuse, but like, yes, weed is decriminalized in a lot of states. It's legal medically in a lot of states. It's legal recreationally in fewer states. But, I mean, we're really falling behind as a country because guess who's legalized marijuana on a national level? Both Canada and Mexico. Our neighbors to the north and south have both. Now, Mexico does not have a distribution system in place yet, and they do have kind of a cartel issue. So Mexico is a lot to unpack, but the fact of the matter is, Canada is earning massive tax revenue on their marijuana sales. Every state that legalizes cannabis gains a massive amount of tax revenue for their states. Now, we can also talk about how, so many states' governments. Well, I mean, here's the thing, Nicholas. A lot of the drugs, a lot of the drugs that are prescribed are just versions of illegal drugs. And a lot of illegal drugs used to be prescribed drugs. Like, you can actually look back to a turn of the century ad for Bayer Pharmaceuticals, which advertises three drugs that Bayer was pushing very hard. One of them I cannot remember for the life of me because it was like a whatever drug. One of them was aspirin, which is pretty important in the medical field to this day. And the third one was heroin, because guess who came up with heroin? Bayer. The same people who came up with aspirin came up with heroin. Cocaine used to be yeah, cocaine used to be a common anesthetic and drug of abuse, and I mean, and so keep in mind, when the opiate epidemic started up again in the United States in the 2010s, that was largely fueled not by heroin, but by prescription drugs, by oxy, by hydrocodone, Norco, Dilaudid, all these synthetic and semi-synthetic opioids that are way, way, way orders of magnitude stronger than opium or morphine or heroin. And then, of course, once those started getting harder to come by, came the real scourge. Everyone say it with me. Fentanyl. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but the OxyContin was pushed real hard by Purdue Pharma, and the Sacklers deserved every bit of punishment that they got, and frankly, it wasn't nearly enough. But yeah, I'm very wary of opioids for that very same reason. I think, exactly. Well, good on you, Michael. It's a addiction is a horrible fate, but my heart goes out to people because there's just there's just so much, you know. Okay, Nicholas, thanks for stopping by. But yeah, and good job, Ronry. Also, I'm. The real cat. I'm sure he would have had it picked by now, but he also probably wouldn't have. He might not have been schmoozing about the war on drugs and drug addiction the whole time. He would be saying, all right, sorry, 1 second. Let me drop everything because I'm not paying attention, and let me switch to a better profile. This is the lockpicking lawyer, and the lock I have for you today is the Federal Model 250. I can't do the lockpicking lawyer's voice. Oh wow, Michael, that's the train spotting method, the sick boy method. That's okay. I don't mind being on camera. I'm on camera in other places. Hi. It's me. I'm beautiful. I know. But yeah, to all of y'all who managed to kick your addictions, way to go, y'all. Y'all kick major ass. And to anybody who's currently struggling with addiction, it can get better. Just please be safe. Please carry Narcan if you're in that in part of that life with you at all times. Try to get help if you're ready. But if you're not ready, I know that I can't make y'all get help. But I can say carry fucking Narcan. Strawberry, me no, actually. I've always been very wary about hard drugs because I know I have an addictive personality, so I avoid that in general. Like, I try to, but, like, here's the thing. I'm like, I'm the kind of guy who's one bad, like, car accident or broken bone where like the doctors just decide to give me a shitload of opiates away from a bad day. I've broken like small bones before, like a finger or whatever. Yes, I'm part of the brittle bitch brigade or whatever they call that. The brittle bone bitch. Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing I feel is that, like, yeah, if you're in drug addiction, if you're not ready to clean yourself up, you're not gonna succeed. But like, if you're related to somebody who's an addict or are friends with somebody who's an addict, the most you can do is try your best to keep them safe. Just be there for them if they need you. Don't enable them necessarily, but just meet them where they are. But yeah, more to the point. But yeah, but as I was saying earlier, I'm not a teetotaler. I'm not anti-drug. All drugs should be legal and they're sale regulated and taxed. But that being said, I also know addiction is a scary thing, and it's not a fun place to be in. But for the record, because I'm not perfect, and I may or may not be throwing in the towel on this federal, because apparently I do not have the concentration to pick it today. Also, it's 12:30, so I might be going to sleep soon. Sorry, my ADHD just brain farted super hard. I apologize, folks. This is... Yeah. Yeah, what Ron Reed just said, times 2. Ow. I have an itchy knuckle. But yeah, like don't get me wrong. If somebody tries to steal my car, David, and they seem like a junkie, they're gonna get called a freaking junkie piece of shit by me. But you know, but that's not because I think they're a piece of shit because they're a junkie. I think they're a piece of shit because they're trying to steal my car. You know, that's the difference. I think it's very wrong to demonize people because of their addiction or because of their mental health or because of who they are. But that being said, when they do bad things, unleash hell. Strawberry kick. I wish I could drive a Ferrari. I mean, I can drive a Ferrari. I just can't afford the damn thing. Unfortunately, I am lebroki. Yes, Elijah, I did learn my lesson from that. That was an incredible brain fart on my part, and I'm usually I like you, Elijah. You've been in enough of my streams to know I literally kick my ass like all the time for like not closing my driver's door because it's a dumb thing to do in the city streets. And then my ass, who literally talks all about how don't leave your door open, close your door on the streets, close your door. My dumb ass not only leaves the door open, but leaves the trunk open and the car running and walks away from it at midnight. Dumb. Casey the Great, no, I have not. I do not have anything on the autism spectrum. I do, however, have ADHD, so my mind wanders. But but that being said, I definitely have relatives on the autism spectrum, and much love to the people on the autism spectrum. They have a much harder life than I do. Not saying that my life is easy necessarily, but it's much harder to be autistic than it is to be ADHD, in my opinion. Ron Reed, you know what? I used to drive a refrigerated van, and one day, because I was a head chef at a culinary or at a catering company for assisted living facilities, and one day the refrigerator at our commissary kitchen broke, and I swear, me and my sous chef, we loaded everything into my delivery van because it was a reefer van, and I drove it back to this apartment, parked it in my parking spot, and left my actual car at the kitchen, and I took like the spare key and I took my key and I put the spare key in the car and left this freaking van running overnight so the refrigerator would stay going. And then I took my key and then I locked the car with the car you know, so there was a key in the ignition, but the car was locked with the car running. And the whole time I was scared shitless that some dude, some fucking knucklehead was going to come into my garage while I was sleeping. Not actually punch it, but, you know, use the, like, let's face it, a thief over here would probably use like a little piece of ceramic from a spark plug, but, you know, smash the window. Oh, look, a free refrigerated van. Not only do I now have a new car, I've got a big-ass refrigerator attached to it. So, thank fuck for that. Robert, I'm not on drugs. I'm on cats. It's like drugs because they cause dopamine release, but it's not like drugs because they actually cost a lot more than drugs. And I think I'm going to go back to doing drugs. Cats are too expensive. But yeah, we were definitely discussing drug use earlier, Robert. You definitely missed a fun discussion. Oh yeah, don't worry, Cody. I'm gonna. Oh, this is Charlie. It's okay, Robert. I don't think drug use makes you a man or not a man. Also, women take drugs and trans people take drugs too. All right. I mean, but yeah, I like, you know, like as I mentioned, and yeah, like Cody said, I do definitely smoke weed. It's probably gonna be dab time pretty soon. But you know, keep it pushing. And Casey the Great, if you're Robert, Robert, I don't know if I'm trans, gay, or not, but you're a fucking incel piece of shit. Nobody loves you, and when you die, you will die alone. Now fuck away from my chat. Also, how long has it been since you looked down and could actually see your penis? Like, over the fat flap. Thank you, Elijah. And as a lesson, don't fuck with me. You will not win. You cannot win. Now, that being said, for all the drug people, please, if you're going to use drugs, use them carefully. And now, for all the stoners, it's dab time. Get your bongs ready, get your joints ready, get your pipes ready. Do not get the pookie. We are not doing hard drugs. We're smoking weed here. But yes, it is smoky smoke time. So get your dab rigs ready. What's your yeah, roll another blunt, pack a thing. I will go. I don't have work tomorrow. Oh, I love it when people try to troll literally out where they are in the world. So you're in the East Coast, little bitch. I hope you freeze to death tomorrow. Like, you go outside and you end up like fucking Jack Torrance in The Shining, just. Yeah, oh, what a diss, the Antifa meeting. God, you guys have the lamest, some of y'all have the lamest fucking comebacks in the history of mankind. Like, you gotta get better at insulting people. Like, also, Krispy Kreme, well, I don't know what's wrong with going to an Antifa meeting. There should be nothing wrong with being anti-fascist. Now, if you're anti-Antifa, are you not co-signing fascism by default? That's a horrible thing. Like, I wouldn't want to be on the internet co-signing fascism, but you do you, man. You know, when you're licking the boot of people who visit Epstein Island, whew, whew, bad place to be. Yeah, I mean, it's not the paint chips, Ronry, it's the leaded pipes, you know. Actually incorrect, Krispy Kreme, although you're really digging that loser hole, really far. But I'm actually not a Democrat. I've never been a Democrat. Fuck the Democrats. But fuck you too. My channel is about lockpicking, cat rescue, and occasionally smoking weed, which is what I'm trying to do right now. But yeah, Krispy Kreme, shouldn't you be like, I don't know, delivering donuts to cops while you're licking the boot or something? I don't know. Anyways, cheers. Hey, 69 viewers. Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's actually... Oh, Ryan Ivy, did I hurt your feelings when I told you to go fuck yourself earlier? So the Dudeski, to answer your question, literally, it would be beyond beef. That's what it would be. Or it would be impossible beef. One or the other. Crypto Dad, your mom liked it. Okay, Ronry, I do get asked this question a fair bit, so let me answer truthfully. No. No, it is not a 6'7" Gen Alpha thing. I'm 33 years old. I'm too old for that bullshit. I've also had the 6'7" thing, like, I've had the same username since I was in high school. So that's like 2010 or something like that. But that being said, so yeah, the 6'7" is actually a reference to my favorite camera. Let me go grab that thing. Before I dropped out of college, I majored in photography. Jolie. Yo, I need y'all to meet my favorite camera of all time, unquestionably the greatest camera ever made. The Pentax 67 Model 2. With wood hand grip, yes. Greatest camera ever made, my favorite camera ever made. I've had this thing since I was 18, or actually 17. Yeah, I love this thing. I don't think film ever left, but will it come back in like a commercial sense? No, absolutely not. Digital is here to stay, and it has been for years. I mean, honestly, film will always stay as a niche thing, but it you know, how much is this camera worth? Well, since it's a film camera and it's film only, Probably about $1,500 to $2,500 depending on condition. But, and this is the big but, it's the lenses that add value. And hey baby boy. And yes, IMAX is film. It's 70mm film. Excuse me. 1 second. Boop. Oh, whoa, that's way zoomed in. So yeah, in addition to the camera, I have, and the lens I have on it, I have 2 lenses, 3 lenses, 4 lenses, 5 lenses, 6 lenses, 7 lenses. 8 lenses. I have a full system for this thing. Everything from super wide angle to model telephoto. I have macro lenses. I've got portraiture lenses. It's a full system. So, yeah. But would I sell it? Never in a million years. And yes, for the record, I do have a digital camera still. It's a 5D. What's up, Faithless? Yeah, it's good to see it. He is settling in pretty well. He's chilling. Yeah, I mean, I don't do nearly as much photography as I used to, but like I still got my SX70 over there, and yes, there is an L lens peeking back there. What up, JD? Oh, you mean with the 6.7? Yeah, Chris, this is his like day 1.5 of him coming out, but he's making progress. The other cats are still a little bit nervous, but he's got a very good temperament. But yeah, okay. Money Wormy, are you asking pictures taken with the 6.7? Because I've got a lot of them. Fisheye, no. They did make a fisheye for the 6.7, I believe, but fisheye is kind of a gimmick lens, if you ask me. All right. Yes, I actually have, believe it or not, Money Wormy, I have many much photos. Give me a second. Now I get to be like, look, I'm an artist. All right, first off, Emily says hello. All right, here's one I took. I'm sorry about the reflections, but I took this one when I was 17. It's in Olympic National Park in Washington. It's also a lift print. That's why it's a little bit sepia toned. Yeah. This is also from Olympic National Park. It's also a lift print. I can't remember what paper it's on, but it came out really well, and I still love long exposure of water. Let's see. The tour continues. Charlie! And this is Sunny, who's technically Charlie's daughter. Yeah. Let me see. All right. Okay. Sorry. Okay, here's it seems like all of this shit is lift prints. This is Morocco on the road. Yeah, Money Wormy, I do cat rescue, so there's a lot of cats that come in and out of this apartment. All right, let's see. This is the Alhambra in Spain. That's me. Hi. I do apologize for the terrible reflections. All right. All right. This actually no. Sorry. This is not from the 6.7. This is 4x5. This used to be yeah, this is 4x5. I'm trying to think. This might have used to have been in my grandparents' house, but I took it or I didn't take it, but I was given it when my grandparents, they've both passed away now, so yeah. But that's not with the 6.7, that's with a 4x5. This one, okay, this one here is the old city of Jerusalem. I'm not sure which quarter it's in, so I'm not sure which country to call it right now. Okay, here's how I'll say it. If it's in the Jewish Christian, or if it's in the Jewish quarter, it's definitely in Israel. If it's in the Arab quarter, it should definitely be part of Palestine. And the other two, question mark. But yeah, that's me being as diplomatic as humanly possible. All right. Let's see. We got some more. Yeah, this is a really old one. For those of you who don't remember, but this was a Fuji. This is a Rockaway Beach, New York, and here's a Toyota's light. I think lift prints look really cool. That's a David thing. But yeah, for those of you who don't remember, but what is it called? Oh yeah, Fujifilm used to make a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ISO 400 film called Neopan 400. It was a ISO 400 black and white film, and it was discontinued shortly after I took this shot, and I still miss it. It was the best ISO 400 film ever. Fuck Tri-X, fuck HP5, fuck T-Max, fuck Delta 400. No, Fuji Neopan 400 was the best ISO 400 film I've ever shot. By far, it wasn't even close. All right, that's my grandma. May she rest in peace, although that was shot with 4x5. And once again, that's a really clear reflection of me, and let's see, what else? That was shot on the 5D. That was for a series I did called Nothing Is Real, which were long exposure photos taken out of a moving bus. So, like, you got these really cool, like, color compositions that just really worked out really nicely for me. There goes Sully. Beep, beep, blue. Banning. And then here's another lift print. This is also the 67. This is Akko Acre in Israel also. And let's see, food. And the last ones, these are also from the Nothing Is Real series. So these are all long exposures out of moving bus. And I got more of that, but that's just a lot of the prints from these ones are in my parents' house. So yeah, there's a tour of David's art. I don't do nearly as much as I used to, but I'm still pretty good sometimes. And there's Charlie. What up, Big C? All right, hold on. I kind of lost track of chat view because I was geeking out on my own art. Sorry, a little bit of okay, let me see. All right, Durza Demon collects much animals. Yeah, I don't collect animals so much, but I definitely do cat rescue, so, you know, I get a lot of cats in and out, like I was saying earlier. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Ronri, you might like, one of the regular viewers of this channel, her name's, Melanie. She also does, vintage. She also does that stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, Ronry, if you want to get into selling photos, my 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 I hope you do well. I gotta tell you, one of the reasons I moved to cooking was that I just was having the hardest time making money off photography. I made a lot. I spent a lot of money. I spent thousands of dollars. I mean, oh, thank you so much, Durza Demon. And hey, it's all about, look, like I said, I've spent, and for the record, like, there's more. Like, these are all prints. These are entire boxes of 16 by 20s, and these are 11 by 14 prints. Like, and here's the thing, when I say that I've spent a lot of money to earn very, 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 very little, a 50 sheet box of Ilford 16 by 20 fiber-based black and white fine art paper. It's 50 sheets, right? Yep, 50 sheets. I have not bought one of these in a long time, but when I last purchased one, which I believe was around I want to say 2014, 2015, this was around $300. And there are 3 boxes of 16 by 20 plus a box of 11 by 14 here. And these are just prints. And this is just what I have in this apartment. You realize that I have multiple boxes of these in my parents' house. All of it is money that I have spent to gain not a whole heck of a lot. So there's that. There's, keep in mind, behind the lock collection, which is sizable, there's also the camera collection, which is equally sizable. Also, if people were wondering why I banned that dude for saying the Jews control everything, guess what? The menorah should be a dead giveaway. But yeah, my camera collection is also pretty sizable, and these are pretty cheap overall. My Rolleiflex is in my car because I'm an idiot and should take it out of my car. But like, seriously, you got to think, the 5D Mark II, it ain't worth that much now, but when I bought it new in 2011, this is a $5,000 rig right here with the 24-1/5. The 70-200L, that's probably, I think I paid $1,000 for it used. This full system was at least $5,000. That was $50, but I mean, come on, Polaroid SX70, so awesome. And like, I even forgot, there's more cameras down here. They're just like shitty ones. And like, don't get me wrong, Charlie. There's even more cameras. Like, these are some cool vintage jobs. Like, I got an Argus. Arguses are so cool. Like, look at these Nikon lenses. Just gathering dust. Some of these are really old, though. Like, these Nikormat lenses wouldn't work very well on modern Nikons. But some of them would work just fine. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. One of the reasons I started to not do photography as much as I used to, hey Charlie, was that, like, I love working in film, and I love that, like, I don't know if any of y'all have, like, worked with film photography before, or like taken a class in photography and like been in a darkroom, but that moment of watching the photo that you took just, like, just emerge from nothingness, and it's your photo, and it's a feeling that I will never tire of, and I actually miss sorely not being able to do it as much these days, or at all, because, it's just kind of hard to find a darkroom if you don't have one of your own, or are in a school. But, oh, thanks, JD. But, like, yeah, it would be, yeah. whenever I settle down, I definitely want to get back in and like actually make a dark room. I have everything I need, like, you know, barring like a few things, but like I'm sure the chemistry by now is expired, but like you can buy new chemicals. And like the ones that are expired, you can use them in different ways. But like I've got an enlarger, I've got everything I need. Ronry, no, this is Charlie is a TNR kitty. In fact, I was the one who TNR'd him. 1 second. Let's see if we can dig up his slip. Yeah, definitely. If you want to do it, because it's a worthwhile thing to do. All right. TNR is trap, neuter, return. It's when you catch unfixed cats that roam the streets, and you get them fixed and return them so they don't make new cats. To try to control, it's an attempt at population control. Oh, I don't have Charlie's fix sheet. I guess I might have lost it. But yeah, Charlie was one that got fixed. Oh, I found Gino's. Also, keep in mind, Faithless, get in touch with me. This is Marble Cat's fix sheet. Yeah. Clean and clean up. Covenia for wound on front limb. Tapeworms. He got a medical alert when he was fixed. And he was 10 pounds. That Spicy Kitty. Clark, whoever the hell Clark is, I don't remember. Marble Cat. Sunny. Gino was 11.6 pounds, and he did not cost me any extra money for frickin' Covenia. Thank God for that. Another kitten. Oh, that's Sully. Alright, I guess I lost Charlie's slip. Regardless, it would have looked like Marble Cat's slip with the medical alert, because he also cost me. Yeah. Who? Oh. Clark, I don't know. Yeah, Clark, I think Clark was less than 5 months old and 2.1 pounds, so I think that was a kitten that got given up for adoption pretty quickly. Whoever that was, I don't know. I thought I still had Charlie's slip, but I guess I lost it somewhere in the shuffle. Oh well. Yeah, isn't he? He's going up for adoption really soon, Faithless. He's not gonna. He's going to a forever home soon. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try and get my parents to keep him because he's actually a very good temperament match for my parents' cat, which is rare because my parents' cat has become an asshole. But he's also partially Oh, I actually do have an Ozzy update, but Faithless, so from what I get, he's doing fantastically. I actually spoke with the adopter yesterday when I was at work. So yeah, she said she tells me he's doing great. Beyond that, I'm gonna keep everything off YouTube and in the Discord because it does involve her personal life, and that's not for me to discuss in a public forum. So, out of respect for her. But yeah, but suffice it to say, not Charlie. Well, Charlie's doing pretty good too, but Ozzy is doing very, very well. But yeah, I will post in the Discord the full story, and if I don't, like, remind me in the morning or whatever, because I will say this, it's 1:07. Y'all know that the light over here is on a timer. When the timer goes out, I go out. To quote one of my favorite movies of all time, On the Waterfront, 1954, with Marlon Brando, masterpiece of cinema. You ever been to a union meeting, Father? You see the way it'll work. You see the way it works is you make a motion, the lights go out, then you go out. Have I ever been to New Jersey? Ronry, as a matter of fact, yes, I have. Also, my first college was Bard College in Dutchess County, New York. So I'm well acquainted with the tri-state area. My mom's a native New Yorker. My roommate was from Yonkers. Charlie. Hey, good boy. Oh, that's all. That's awesome. You still in New Jersey, Ronry, or you're elsewhere now? Whee! Yeah, I mean, Faithless. I didn't feed the cats today because it was just, it was raining all day in LA, and I'm like, I'm not gonna. The best thing that I could do right now for them is let them find shelter and try and stay warm and dry, not pull them out for food. Like, most of the colonies that I feed are managed by other people. Like, any meaningful socialization work or anything that I could get done is not going to happen when it's raining. But Charlie's having a good time. Oh, Virginia, cool. My brother went to law school, actually, in Virginia, so I spent some time there. Also, funny story, true story, Virginia, one of 2 states in the Union where possession of lockpicks in the public area is considered prima facie evidence of intent to commit a crime. The other state being Nevada. Or, sorry, Nevada. Galax? No, but I do know the well-known male actor Yabrata Bichakakov, Russian dude. You know Bichakakov, Galax. Yeah, that's definitely one. I mean, I see Galaxy without the Y. Oh my God. Charlie says say no to CVTs. Charlie says all cars, at least those with gas and diesel engines, should be either conventional automatics or manual. Say no to CVTs. I guess dual clutch is okay too. But say no to CVTs and single clutch automated manuals. You know, this is what my brother and his wife have to look forward to because their car is a Subaru Outback and they also have that piece of shit CVT. Hey Elijah, I said at 1:30 I go out. All right, JD, have a good night, man. Stay safe out there. Blessings of Charlie be upon you. Ah, another lame attempt at trolling. Yeah, like I said, Ron, the cats in my apartment really come and go depending on how many we're rescuing at any given time. Right now, there's three. Sorry, I forgot. There's three cats in the apartment. Three, definitely three. Um, uh, but you know, there's been as many as eight at any one given time, and I'm sure for short term periods there'll probably be more. Just yeah, Charlie is amazing. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna lie. I think he would actually. He's one of the few cats that I see as a temperament match for my parents' cat Monty because he's becoming kind of an asshole. And I legitimately feel that one of the reasons is that my parents are both senior citizens. They're older. They travel a lot, and they leave their one cat alone in the apartment or not apartment. They have a house because boomers. But you know they leave that cat alone in the frickin' um in the frickin' house. Yeah, exactly what Faithless said. Monty needs a friend to run with. Charlie would be a great temperament match because Charlie is chill as fuck. Speaking of which, for all of you who hear the snorting in the background, yes, Baby Blue has come downstairs. Baby Blue also has the zoomies and has already run away. All right, it's 1:14. My light goes off in 15 minutes, which means there's 15 minutes left in the stream. We need to pick at least one more lock. Duh. 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 Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't want to eat a vegan. They're like, I mean, you know, I know grass-fed beef is a thing, but like, all they do is eat freaking seitan these days, and like Impossible Burgers. Like, ugh. Also cannibalism, but semantics. These are. I mean, I'm also anxious, so no cannibals eat me. I would not be tasty. Please, I'm begging you. No, don't eat me. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, like, look, this is the Donner Party conundrum. Who do you kill first if you really need to eat somebody and you're really fucked? Do you go for the skinny dude because he's probably weak and can't fight back, or do you go for the fat fuck because they got a lot of steaks and chops on them? These are questions you might have to answer for yourself one day, so be prepared. Yes, please post Faithless. I need more pretty planes. Also, everyone in the chat, what do you think is the most pretty plane ever made? We're not talking about best plane. We're not talking about most passengers carried. But if you know anything about planes, what do you think is the most visually appealing plane ever made? Yeah, but Elijah, fat is flavor, and there's all sorts of things you can do with fat. Like, you could salt cure it, and then it would be like a fatback or salu or whatever you want to call a cured fat product. Faithless, I'm assuming you meant SR-71, or is there an SR-1 that I'm forgetting? Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely SR-71 is going to be a tough one to beat, as is Concorde. Personally, I think the F-35 isn't as well proportioned as the F-22, but I gotta tell you, Tristan, it's a tough offer, but I'm gonna have to pass on you. Hey, I mean, I'm all for the F-35. Great, it turned out to be a really good plane. God above, it did cost the American taxpayer an awful lot, though, for the development. But you know what? Fokker DR-1's a good call, too. Very good-looking plane. Yeah, I love the Vulcan. Also, for you nerds out there, and also since it's tangentially related to the Vulcan, the YouTuber Alexander the OK recently came out with an excellent video on I can't remember the name of the bomb. It was a British nuclear bomb that was intended to be dropped by the V fleet. Harrier jump is one I didn't think of. Although I gotta say, J-36. Oh, is that wait? Which Chris is J-36 the one that's flying tailless Delta, or is it which one? I can't keep up with the new planes that the Chinese are coming out with. They're coming out with so many so fast these days. But yeah, Harrier is a beautiful plane. Yeah, that's the one with the tri-jet, right? I can't believe that. I can't believe it's 2026 and tri-jets are back as long-range fighters. Yeah, yeah, I am a huge Raptor fanboy. I'm also going to go ahead and say it. It's not a very good plane, but the Sukhoi Su-57 is a very good looking plane and it makes a very interesting noise. P-38 Lightning, yeah. Kelly Johnson, absolute genius at making brilliant looking planes. Also, Elijah, if you're still in the chat, definitely do me a favor and add some of these ones that we don't already have in the pretty plain bracket. Add them or make a note of them so I can add them. Because like I know we've got some of them already in. Like Concorde has definitely been nominated. Vulcan's been nominated already. Although we'll add, but we gotta add F-35 for sure. And yeah, F-35, we got to add Sojo's suggestion for Fokker DR1. And YTFP Chris got to add J-36, Faithless Tornado GR1, and Soju. I'm not sure if I already added the P-38 Lightning or not, but if not, definitely add the P-38 Lightning. Wait, well, I guess they developed both Corsairs, but which one are we nominating? The F-4U, which is unquestionable, like the World War II Corsair, or the Slough Corsair, because that is not a very good looking plane. Like I love the A7, but it's the good looking one is the F8 Crusader. If we're talking about LTV planes with chin intakes. F8 Crusader is a good-looking plane, too. F4U Corsair, though, is unquestionably one of the most beautiful planes of World War II. And although the Hellcat was better... Fighting words, the Corsair was the better-looking plane, by far. But the Hellcat was the better plane. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Yeah, F4U, definitely gorgeous. Anything with gull wings is automatically gorgeous. Like, yes, I'll go ahead and say it. Fuck the Nazis, but the Stuka is a beautiful plane. Okay, I'm a little bit trolling and a little bit not. But it's also not very safe if you're in the first Gulf War and you are in a British expeditionary tank with minimal armament or armor. Don't get me wrong, I love the A-10 and big gun go brrrt, but like statistically speaking, the F-111 was the better close air support plane, and even now they're flying missions with the B-1B in close air support because the A-10 isn't very good. But big gun do go burr, and I do realize that the loiter time and they've definitely saved a lot of soldiers, but I'm very mixed on the A-10 because it's super cool, but I also realize that it could have been done better. Yep. Okay, DJ's with me. Vark supremacy. Justice for my boy! Yeah, and Faithless from Australia coming in with the real true downfall of the Vark, the damn swing wing. Ugh. But swing wings are so cool! I know they're not practical, but they're cool. Oh, the Streak Eagle thing? Y'all, we only got 5 minutes and now we're having a fun plane discussion. We might have to keep discussing planes in the dark. No, I'm kidding. Yes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Tomcat all-time design. Oh yeah, MiG-21. Oh, how did I not think of the MiG-21? MiG-21 gotta be one of the best looking Soviet planes ever made. I definitely did nominate the, yeah, we gotta get the Spitfire and Seafire in there, along with the P-51 Mustang, obviously, because the Mustang is gorgeous. Also, just gonna go ahead and say it, I'm secretly a fanboy of the Bell P-63 King Cobra. I think that's a really cool looking plane. I know it's a shitbox. Yes, Phantom, very cool plane too. Also, the like, y'all know what I'm talking about. All the angles on the wings and the you know the serious anhedral on the rear on the horizontal stab. Just a really cool looking plane, and super cool to see that Greece, I think, is still flying them. Although it's also kind of like, come on, Greece, it's 2026, you're still flying Phantoms. Maybe you should not mismanage your economy that severely. I don't know. Just Yak 38. That's gonna be up there with like really good looking planes that are absolute pieces of shit. Although that being said, I did nominate the Rockwell XFV-12, which is another absolute piece of shit, but I think it looks cool. Any other XFV-12 fanboys here? Any other XFV-12 fanboys here? Fangirls? Fan thems? 2 minutes on the light switch. Yeah. Hell yeah, Buff. I love the Buff. The Buff will not win the ugliest plane bracket or the prettiest plane bracket. It literally the U in Buff literally is ugly. That being said, the B-47 might be the prettiest bomber ever made, possibly, if you don't count the what up, Dr. Snow. Actually, I didn't DJ radar, but what I did have was this super cool lamp where the base is actually a piston from a part of I can't remember what it's called, a piston head from a B-17 radial engine, and it's got a whole bunch of World War I fighters up there, and also, I don't know aircraft it. And yeah, also this super cool thing, which was given to me by a dude, which unfortunately it stops at the early Cold War, which is hilarious to me because the two things they have, the lights are about to go out. What's the one that flies at the edge of space? Yeah, oh wait, that's here somewhere. There you go. Yeah, everybody knows SR-71 is like one of the goated plane designs. Also, Justice from a Boy, the B-58 Hustler. Come on, it's an area-ruled Mach 2 bomber, and for whatever reason, it doesn't have its weapons payload in this thing, but it's an area-ruled Mach 2 bomber. Also, I'm just noticing, but that's not how you spell, the light just went off. That's not how you spell saber. Well, that's not how you spell saber. It should be S-A-B-R-E. Yeah, Foxhound is also edge of space. There was the Streak Eagle that went up super high. And also, where is it? Do I have it here on the thing anywhere? Is there an X-15 here? There it is. I'm looking right at it. X-15. It's not painted the right color, though. But Yeah. Also, like, F-104, the leading killer of Luftwaffe pilots post-World War II. Just an absolute beautiful plane, but an absolute shitbox. Speaking of shitbox, Baby Blue just took a big shit and it smells funny. But yeah, I love this poster. I've had it for super long. I wish it went further. Like, I want, like, because let's face it, this is, like, what comes after this is the Vietnam era. So this is like, this zone over here is freaking F-4 Phantom, MiG-21, MiG-25, what else? B-52, it would be, maybe you could sneak in an XB-70 Valkyrie because, god damn, that plane is pretty. Useless, but pretty. You know, what else is in the Vietnam era? You gotta have a Thud in there, so yeah, F-105, you know, and then you're talking about the start of the 4th gen fighters. So maybe you sneak in, like over here, you sneak in a Tomcat, you sneak in I don't know, F-16A, or, holy shit, people can do gift memberships? Wow! Welcome my new members! Yay! You guys get to watch all the secret stuff. Yeah, sneak in a MiG-29, maybe a Su-27. Like, all that shit is up here. That's the next panel. So I wish there was one more panel. The Gen 3 and Gen 4 panel. And also, I think it's hilarious. The Vanguard rocket is one of them. The Vanguard was in total L. This is true. Also, what's crazy is that the guy who was flying the starfighter that brought down that particular Valkyrie was Joe Walker, who also, I believe, flew the X-15. So the dude who crashed into the Valkyrie was a really, like, notable test pilot. I just heard Fred upstairs. But yeah, Valkyrie got to be one of the most beautiful planes ever made. I've already nominated it. Fear not, it's gorgeous. Yeah. I have not yet nominated the B-29, although that is very pretty. I did, however, nominate the Connie, because you gotta love the Connie. Yeah, let's face it. In the pretty plane bracket, a lot of them are going to come from here and this panel over here, the Cold War panel, because Cold War planes are cool, and World War II planes are cool. These are also cool, but they're just, like, there are some beauties, but, like, I'm sorry, but the Caproni CA-41 is not going to win a beauty contest for me. Sorry. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, the Santos Dumont 14 Bis is a very notable plane. It is not a pretty plane, in my opinion. Also, what the fuck is going on with these proportions? Yeah, you know what else? Yes, they do look amazing late at night. You know what else looks amazing late at night? The late model MiG-17s with the early afterburner, where it's just basically just shooting. They're basically just fuel inject. You know, they're just super it's just a super simple burner thing, but it also means it's fuel rich, so it just looks like a rocket just streaking through the sky. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's a cool thing. I think it's also a nice mix of, like, engineering triumphs and, like, absolute fails, like the frickin' Vanguard or the Starfighter, which, like I said, very pretty plane, total failure as a plane. Or, like, I mean, this is kind of, I mean, Graf Zeppelin, very cool, evolutionary dead end, unfortunately. The same, or like Caproni, really interesting dude, didn't make a whole lot of good planes, in my opinion. I mean, if you really want to know the true UFO plane, we got to talk about the Avro VZ9 Avro car. Give me 1 second. Sorry, the lights are off. We're not picking. Charlie is. Look at those crossed legs. Look at the legs. Yeah, I mean, it's the Su-27 is huge, but it's also impressive how small and like compact the MiG 20, not the well, the 21 is small too, but even the MiG 29, you would have thought it was bigger than it is. It's not that much bigger than like a friggin' F-16, even though it's a two-engine jet. Like, it's smaller than I would have thought. Yeah, the 24-hour live stream is absolutely not happening, but we are continuing the pretty plain bracket because I'm having fun with this shit. But we are going to involve my frickin', boom. We are going to involve my, yeah, F-117 is a good call. But yeah, we are going to involve the TV, so I can, hold on 1 second, y'all. Charlie. Yeah, if not the F-117, then probably the B-2 Spirit. Although, like I said, the true plane planetists will know that the most. What the fuck is this? I don't care. I don't care. I just want you to mirror my screen. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, so the SU-75, the femboy or whatever they're calling it, that's vaporware and will probably never happen. The SU-57 looks cool, not a stealth plane. They probably should have called it a 4++++ jet rather than actually calling it a 5th gen. It's not. That being said, the MiG-141 design was super cool. As like don't get me wrong, in the late 80s, the Soviets finally like got their head out of their ass for a little while and made some absolutely brilliant designs, and then the Soviet Union collapsed. So all the money went away, and and then you get modern Russia and Vladimir Vladimirovich. Yes, I do remember the Su-47, the Bearcoot, forward swept wings. Interesting plane. Believe it or not, you can still find that fucking plane on Google Maps. Give me a second, yo. All right. Behold! Okay, actually, let me step in front of this so I don't give away my location because I'm pulling up Google Maps. Whatever you do, David, do not hit the locate me button, for fuck's sake. I think it's at Ramenskoye. All right, thank you all for bearing with me while I don't give up my personal location. But yes, this is Zhukovsky Airfield in Moscow, and you can just zoom in and behold, there's the Su-47 right there, parked, rusting. What a shame. Between two other Sukhois, an Su-30 and I don't know what the one on the left is. It's kind of blurry. But yeah, a one-of-a-kind plane, a beautiful, brilliant design is just rusting out in the open. Speaking of things that are rusting out in the open, hold on, I need to zoom out of it. There we go. Boom, the MiG-144. Just rusting. God, why can't the Russians take care of their things? This is why they don't get anything nice. Oh yes, gotta love the Akronoplan. I love the Akronoplan. Akronoplan definitely goated. I think a long time ago I was Google Maps. I was Google fooing and I found the Akronoplan, or not the KM, because the KM is somewhere in the Caspian Sea. I don't know where. But I found a Lund class parked, just chilling. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many they've lost, but I need to remind you that Russia is not the Soviet Union, but they are sitting on the bones of the Soviet Union. So there's just so many planes. Is that a Tu-144? What the fuck? That is a Tu-144. That's crazy. Well, there you go, Konkordsky. Parked next to a Tupolev 154. A graveyard of Sukhoi flanker derivatives, a Yak 40. And then just in the middle of fuck nowhere, fucking Konkordsky. And then we've got some late Soviet jets. Is that IL-96 that they... Yeah, that's that Domodedovo Airlines thing that was circulating, that they finally pulled it out of storage and it had all the moss on it, wasn't it? That looks like it says Domodedovo. Yeah. Oh yeah, these are all of Russia's Tupolev Tu-204s. Because when communism fell, they were like, fuck a Tupolev, buying all the Airbuses and Boeing. And now they can't support that fleet. Ha ha ha! Okay, here's an interesting collection. We got a Tu-160, a Tu-95, and who the fuck knows what this shit is. Yeah, for any of you curious, this is we're at Zhukovsky International Airport. If you feel like taking a Google Maps trip to Russia, better than an actual trip to Russia. Oh, what the? Hey, check it out. That's a high altitude research Myatsi right there. That's pretty rare. Okay. We've now toured Russia for plenty long enough. Alright, hold on one second. Can I just say, not enough people know about this plane. It was an absolute... Oh, the IL-76 is freaking everywhere, DJ. The IL-6 is all over Russia, and now Charlie has entered the frame. But here, a personal favorite shitbox. It was terrible. It was supposed to be a vertical takeoff plane for the Navy. They made one. It couldn't take off under its own power, but goddamn, it looks fucking cool. Look at this freaking thing. It was supposed to be a prototype supersonic VTOL fighter with canards. J-20, perfectly decent 5th gen. Better than the Su-57. You know, PL-15, I mean, here's the thing. A big thing going for J-20 is that it's got those super long range PL-15 missiles. So, you know, F-35 and F-22 are definitely going to give it a run for its money, but there's a very high chance that a J-20 could just be taking BVR shots on 4th gens like it's nothing, because they've got those super long-range PL-15 missiles. They've probably got a pretty decent radar package at this point. So if you're in an F-15 or an F-16 or a Hornet or a Rafale or something like that, and you're going up against a J-20, I'd be worried. But yeah, back to this. Absolute shitbox of a plane. The eagle-eyed amongst you will note that the air intakes are from an F-4 Phantom. But look at this fucking... Look at this shitbox. Look how bizarre this thing is. It's making me go into a high-pitched squeak, but yes, it couldn't really VTOL. But it looks cool. So yeah, one of my favorite, like, you know, shitboxes. But yeah, like I said, absolute shitbox. Bad plane. It could never really. It couldn't VTOL. But then again, neither could the Yak-38. Could it, Elijah? Could it? Not carrying anything. Well, Ronri, there's also, Russia will not be having, or sorry, Retro Mothman, Russia will not have a 5th gen or a 6th gen fighter. They don't have a 5th gen as it is, and they won't have a 6th gen anytime soon, because they can't afford it. Thanks, Ronri, for stopping by. Nice meeting you. But, that being said, I mean, Yak-36 just wasn't a very good plane. It couldn't, like, you could either VTOL it or carry weapons. That's not the solution to an effective plane. I mean, yeah, regardless. The point is that you can't seriously consider using that in combat if your options are A, taking off, or B, carrying weapons. Also, their range... Yeah. I mean, look, but yeah, and also let's be honest, Russia is not the Soviet Union. It can't, you know, the Soviet Union was the combined power of Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Bulgaria, not Bulgaria, Kazakhstan, all the stands, you know, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, like and the amount of brain drain that has happened from that whole area, but Russia and especially since the fall of communism is a lot. So yeah, they're in a, and you know, and in the meantime, you know, many years of Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin will lead you with some serious cronyism and you know, that's not very good for producing effective weapons. And as an example, need I remind you of this piece of shit. Seen any of these in Ukraine recently? Seen any of Russia's super T-14 Armada tank in Ukraine? I haven't seen a goddamn one. I've seen a fuck ton of T-72s, T-90s, T-80s. I'm now even seeing T-62 and T-54, 55. Are the T-34s coming out next? I know they're not, but like... Oh, you're thinking of the Lockheed Comanche. Not Lockheed Coma. Why are Lockheed Common? My iPad's a bit old. Or no, sorry, so it wasn't a Lockheed, it was a Boeing Sikorsky. Whatever. The rah! Rah, 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 rah! Although let's not kid ourselves like the US doesn't currently have stealth Blackhawks. We just don't talk about them, aside from the one that got left at the Bin Laden raid. We all know the real GOAT tank is... No, really? Say it ain't... You mean to tell me that this... and this... No, I don't think any theft of IP was involved. At all. I couldn't see where the Chinese got the design from the J-35 for. Wait, no, no. It couldn't be. No. What? Wait, no, they wouldn't literally photocopy. These are not the same. So yeah, there's that. Yes, I'm firmly convinced that the J-35 owes so much to a data breach in, hey, FT-17, no lie, is a goated tank. We all know the best tank of World War II, though, was the M4 Sherman. Secretly, y'all know I'm right. Yeah, well, I mean, they're really good at it, though. They also copy the Russians, too, because keep in mind, they got the design from the J-20 from the MiG-141. Or the MiG-144. Also, speaking of cool planes that never happened because of the fall of communism, Yak-141 was going to be a supersonic VTOL plane. Bob Semple, tank supremacy, yes. Okay, all right. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Tiger tank, super overrated, maintenance nightmare, and they should have focused on building more Panzer IVs. Now for history's sake, I'm glad they didn't, but the Panzer IV was the best tank the Germans made overall in World War II. And the fact that they spent so much time with the Wunderwaffe, like the Mouse, like the Tiger, like the Panther, these were very expensive, very unreliable, very poor decisions to make when you're fighting a war. You don't win the war with Wunderwaffe. You win the war with good enough. That's why the Americans and the Soviets had the two best tanks, the M4 and the T-34. Were they the best single tanks? No, but there would be 5 Sherman showing up against 1 Tiger, so the Tiger loses. All right, thanks so much for stopping by, Durza Demon. It's been fun shooting the shits with you, and yes, the Yak 141 is awesome. Also, where have I seen the pivoting rear? You see, thievery goes everywhere, because I would argue that this propulsion is exactly where Lockheed Martin got the inspiration for the F-35B. Like, it's right there. 2 lift jets and a pivoting main engine. Just saying. Also, I'm secretly loving the split tail on 2 booms. It looks like something straight out of the Starship Enterprise. I'm adding this to the pretty plane bracket. It looks funky. I don't care. It's cool. Speaking of I don't care, it's cool. It's 2 a.m. I don't care. I'm going to sleep. Good night, everybody. Thank you for stopping by with me. Any new subscribers, thank you for being cool. VVA-14 is so cool. Yes, I love the VVA-14. Thank you for mentioning that. I love the VVA-14. It's amazing. And just like the Su-47 and the MiG-144, the VVA-14 is slowly rusting away at Monino, which is, it's not Zhukovsky, but it's the same thing. Why can't Russia take care of its cool shit? You know, you can criticize the United States all you want, but the National Museum of the United States Air Force wouldn't let the VVA-14 fall into disrepair the way the Russians did. Just saying. They pull out the Valkyrie every single day. Anyways, as I was saying, good night, everybody. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And if you do, probably you should go get that looked at.